Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Monday, October 10th, and we are answering financial questions. We do this every single day. And the way that you can pose your question, your concern, your maybe next decision is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button, and you complete a form. Now, if you're a shy person, then give us a lot of information when you ask your question. But if you want to come on the air live, then you check the box at the end. And frankly, if you're going to come on live, you don't have to actually send us quite as much information because I'm nosy. And so is Mark, and we'll get to the bottom of it. While you're on the website, don't forget to take our poll. Mark, how is the poll going?
It's going well. Karen texted me yesterday. She says, this is going great. We're getting so many responses, but she wants more.
Well, I mean, you've got to make our webmaster mistress, Karen, happy. What is our name for her? She's really the queen of all web. That's what she's, Queen Web, Queen Jill on Money Web. She's both the back end. She also has a graphic designer. She did a lot of stuff. Aren't you glad we found her? Do you know, gang, that we found her through you? She's part of our community. That's how we found her.
She was a caller.
She came on the air, and then she basically followed up with us and was like, your website sucks. She didn't say that. She said it in a nicer way. I think we could do more with your website, is what I think she said. We have the best community. Thank you so much. Thanks to Karen. Thanks for you guys for taking the poll. And thank you for pre-ordering The Great Money Reset, which is my book that will be dropping in January. And you can do that right on the website as well. Today, we are talking to someone who woke up early for us in Southern California. It's Julie. Hi, Julie. How are you? What's going on?
Well, I would like your advice on saving for retirement.
Okay, give us your background.
Okay, sure. I recently started a new job after being out of work for a while, so I'm behind on my savings. I'm 49 years old, single without kids. My job pays $150 a year. I live with family, so my expenses are minimal, but I still have some student loans.
What do you have left in student loans?
About $10,000.
Is that not going to be forgiven?
I don't think so. I don't understand it, but it's a Perkins loans, but it's not held by the government.
Oh, it's one of those. Mark, I got this note last week. This is an FFEL loan, a federal family education loan. Some of the Perkins loans and some other government loans are not actually government loans. They're serviced by private servicers. And that means there are about 700,000 borrowers who fall into this bucket. And poor Julie and the other 699,000 don't get the forgiveness. So that stinks. Sorry about that. Now, why were you out of the job market? You said you were out of the job market for a while. Was that out of choice, or did something happen?
Partly, some of it was due to health reasons.
But you're okay now?
Yeah, everything's good now.
Good.
I'm just behind now.
All right. So tell us some more about you. You got very low expenses. So does that mean with the $150,000 salary, you're going to be putting a lot of money into a retirement account?
Yes. So I am putting the max into a 401k, which I started as traditional, but I switched to Roth after listening to you guys.
Okay, great. So you're maxing now, and then next year when you're 50, you get to put extra money in. Isn't that fat? It's the only good thing well, I'm going to say two things. There are two things great about turning 50. One is that you get to put extra money into retirement accounts, which is sort of like this random benefit that I think is fabulous. It really is. So for those of you in your 40s, this is what you have to look forward to. The other thing, let me just tell you what the amount is. So it's $6,500 is what's called the catch-up contribution. And if it's an IRA that you're listening and you've got an IRA or a Roth IRA, it's an extra $1,000. Now, that said, also in your 50s, you literally, if you did care at all about what other people think, I promise when you turn 50, you don't care what anyone thinks. It's the FU 50s. So look forward to that as well. Okay. $6,500 and FU 50s. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. What else do we have? So what's in the IRA? What's in your 401k right now? You said you just started, so it can't be that much money. I just started that.
I do have some rollover and a Roth IRAs.
Okay. How much is in the rollover?
212.
Wow. That's good. And the Roth IRA?
144.
Well, these are good numbers. Are you managing those yourself, or are they held someplace where someone else is managing them? What's going on?
I manage them myself. They're in Vanguard,
Okay. And the new 401k, where is that held?
Fidelity.
Okay. Good. Very good. All right. What else you got going on?
I have savings of 60,000 and I bonds of 20,000.
All right. So you're saving like crazy. And any other assets? Is there a brokerage account maybe?
Yeah, but it's just 8,000.
Okay. Now, you said you've got very low expenses, and I presume that when those loans come due, that'll be in January, you're just going to take 10 grand from savings and pay it off, right?
That's the plan, unless you had.
No, that's good. No,
Okay.
that's good. That's good. Is there anything else that we should know about in terms of your financial life? For example, you said your expenses are really low now because you're living with your family. Could that change? Do we need to think about like, your expenses are going to rise because you're going to be a renter soon, or what?
I think it's stable for now.
Okay. So when we're looking at your retirement planning, what do you think you need to live on?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, I guess.
Oh, okay. I'm going to give you some homework. So right now you're doing exactly what you should be doing, which is you're maxing out your 401k. When you turn 50, you'll put in the extra 6,500. Extra money that you have will definitely go into the brokerage account. You probably don't need a ton in savings because even once you pay off the loan, you said you have 10 grand. So I'm just going to assume you have 50 grand in savings. I'm sure that's plenty for you at this point. So that'll be done. But then how much money do you have left over every month, do you think?
Well, after the 401k and after the taxes and benefits, it comes out to be about $800 a week. So $3,200 a month that I get. I estimated about less than $10,000 a year in expenses. So whatever that works out to be.
She's basically got $25,000 a year to play with.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's even say it's 20, because just in case, I don't know why, but like in case you want to do something fun, should that 20 just go straight into the brokerage account? I think so, right?
Yeah, I would. I mean, if she's going to max out the 401k, and then next year she'll have the catch up, so it won't be quite as much on an annual basis. But yeah, I mean, if there's nothing else, she's got savings, she's got I bonds.
Is there anything else that you think you might need to do?
I don't think so. My car's, unless my car dies or something, but seems okay at this point.
Good. All right. So here's what I think. When do you turn 50 next year? At what point?
February.
Oh, great. Okay. So this will be fun. See, you can make that catch-up contribution the year that you turn 50. Put all the money, put your 2 grand a month into your brokerage account. Okay. Get through tax season. Do you usually get money back, or do you usually owe money?
I haven't had to pay in a long time, so I don't know what it'll be like.
Okay, so then this is important. So let's make sure that you just put the money in the brokerage account. Let's get through tax season. Let's see how you do. And then I want you to get back in touch with us, because it may be that we have to adjust your withholding a little bit. It may be that you have to write a check. I want to make sure that you're doing okay tax-wise. All right. And then once we get through tax season, you're going to increase your 401k contribution so that you get that $6,500 extra. Okay. And as soon as you increase to $6,500, for 90 days, I want you to keep track of your expenses. Mark's right. You're not going to have as much money to invest at that point, but it may not be $2,000 a month, but maybe it'll be $1,200 a month, $1,000 a month. Let's see. Because I really think we don't have a good sense of, I don't want to leave you with little light on liquid assets until we figure out what the numbers really are. You are single, but I'm going to have to bug you. Do you have estate documents?
Not yet.
Is that a benefit through work that you have? Maybe?
I don't know. I have to check.
Check that out, because a lot of people have been telling us that one of the things that I don't know if you work for a big employer or a small employer, but a lot of employers are adding legal service at a discount or using pre-tax money for legal services. That's kind of a cool benefit.
Okay. I'll look into that.
The one thing I will say is that you're managing your Roth, you're managing your rollover. In the brokerage account, I would prefer you take a little bit less risk than in those accounts.
Are you a worker? Like, you see yourself working till, 62, 63, 64?
I was guessing I'll be working till 70.
Perfect. That's the kind of person I like. That's my girl.
If that's the case, then based on your email, are you behind on retirement savings? I was just playing with the numbers. I mean, you already have, $350,000. And if you're going to be adding at minimum, figure 35 grand a year going forward, you're going to be in good shape by the time you're in your early 60s.
Yeah. And you know what? You just have to stick to it. That's the key with all this. Even if you get a late start, even it's just whatever you're doing today, sticking with it is huge. And by the way, if all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I can't live like this and I must have my own space, that's going to change the calculus, right? This really works well because your expenses are so low. But, if you had to be paying $4,000 a month in rent, it would change everything. So if someone's bothering you who you're living with, what I would do is like suck it up. Like really yell into a pillow, try to chill out because you are in very good shape in this situation. Okay. Fair enough.
That sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. That is Julie from California. We're so grateful that everyone who comes on the air shares their stories with us. You can always change your name. It's very easy to do. So if you're a little shy, just change your name. We'll even change your state of residence. It doesn't bother us. We want you to feel comfortable talking to us on the air and talking to your community, not a judgmental community. Hey, Mark, did we get some hate mail last week from the guy who had a lot of money?
No, not really hate mail, but some people were just like, God, this guy has to relax, do some meditation, stop drinking coffee, just relax.
Yeah. So you see that? The community cares about you. We're not judging you. We care about you. We want everyone to try to just take a deep breath. All right. Do you need some help doing that? Go to the website, JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air. While you're on the website, sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Friday. It's really fun. Mark does a great job with that. You can subscribe to this broadcast as well as our Eye on Money broadcast wherever you get your pods. And we are, again, pumping and humping and praying that everyone's going to pre-order my new book. It's called The Great Money Reset. Hey, guess what? When you pre-order the book, you get something super special. Wait till you see. It's new. Karen's just introducing it. I think it's going to go live next week, Mark. Maybe this week. I'm not sure. Anyway, go to JillOnMoney.com. Everything is there. We are very grateful that you tune in every single day. Do something nice for someone else today. Grit, growth, grace. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.